Welcome to myGSPN Live. You're here with your host, Robert Brown.
And Jose Rodriguez.
We've got a very exciting show for you. But before we get into it, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Garden Grocer, for allowing us to be on the air again. If you're in the Walt Disney area on resort, you want to, on vacation, spend time with your kids, save time, save money, save energy, go to www.gardengrocer.com and place an order, and we'll have it delivered at your resort at the time of your arrival. So let's get into it and talk about volleyball to start with. We've got our Central Florida 5. We'll start with the top 5 teams. Volleyball ended a little while ago, 2017, but we want to touch on this because the AAU volleyball and summer circuit is really getting ramped up.
That's right around the corner, actually.
Yeah, and it's really going strong. And it's a huge sport. My fiance played volleyball, and being with her has kind of taught me they will put in the convention center 100 gyms and fill it up with as many girls to come and participate in all the age groups as they possibly can. They'll find every gym in Orlando and pack it out.
And it's a little sad that we still don't have a national, a pro league for volleyball right now. And it's such a huge sport.
But we want to jump into it with Berkeley Prep, who's our number 1 ranked team. They're sitting at 30-2 to end the year. Jenna Hampton led the way with 244 kills. She's signed to go play at Penn State, along with Amanda, who is her, teammate. They're both outside and they're both fantastic players. But to go to Penn State, it's kind of the Alabama of female volleyball.
Yeah, and these two girls,
You can't doubt them too much for that, but they did lose in that 9A regional championship game that knocked them out from winning, being in the state championship contention to obviously West Orange. So, they had a great season. Can't fault them too much. Being number 3rd on our list is fantastic.
And they were playing in a tough district. There's a district that also had West Orange and Hagerty, two of the top teams in the top 5 right now. And, they beat Hagerty twice. It's not like they just played them one time, beat them once. A break right there, but they beat them twice and they beat them by a lot. So props to them, and hopefully next year they go again and do better.
And Rebecca Rath for them had 430 kills to lead the team this year. Our number 4 team actually lost to our number 1 team in the state championship. At 24-3. Lauren Gibbs, another sophomore leading her team, she had 231 kills. Also led them with 66 blocks. So she's doing it on both sides, scoring the ball for them, but also defending and helping them in that way.
I mean, at least, for Lake Highland, we're kind of proud of them because not only, they lost, to the state champs, but, they still took some medal home and they won the 5A Region 2 championship. Yeah. So that's still pretty good and a nice accomplishment, especially as a sophomore. She got to taste what it feels like to play in a championship game. Yeah. So her next 2 years to come is just going to be, playing and working to get there again as she did her sophomore year.
And with Berkeley Prep's 2 stars leaving, going to Penn State, it may open up a little area.
I think it'll make it easier for her, of course. Yeah.
And our last team is Hagerty, who is 21-3, end of the year. Aubrey Douglas, another sophomore, had 223 kills and 88 blocks. And they lost in the 8A state semifinals. So you see the amount of talent, not only seniors, but it's a lot of sophomores and some juniors that are leading their teams, to state championships, the state semifinals.
And, Hagerty, that's another, I see Hagerty and I just think of great stuff.
Yeah.
Earlier
baseball,
in the shows,
softball,
we're doing,
everything.
we're doing the baseball and the softball rankings, and this is a school that's always been in the top 5 in every category sport. For example, if we were to do soccer, it would instruct me or I wouldn't be shocked to see them in the top 5 as well. So, it's actually pretty good for them. And even though they did lose in the state semifinals, again, by a lot of seniors leaving in that division and that region, it should open doors for the players of Hagerty as well.
Definitely. We'll stay in volleyball and stay in our Central Florida area. Another top 5 list. The leaders in the stat categories. We have 5 stat categories, and we'll tell you the leaders in those. To start with, we have kills. Rebecca Rath from Oviedo, as we mentioned already, has 430 kills to lead to the Central Florida area. Yeah. That is, the leader right now in the entire state has 500. And she's number 4 overall, so she's right there.
That's really good for
she almost won or had that record, and she comes back again. She could have it next year and the following year.
Like I said, she's only a sophomore, so it only depends in the next 2 years to come. We already know she's good, so it's just you just have to get better over the years, hopefully, like we said earlier, the doors open up for her and she can still compete in that level.
Yes. We go to blocks. Senior Christina Rolox from Robinson High School in the Tampa area led our Central Florida area with 113 blocks. She was, I think she had probably like 10 or 15 more blocks than the next closest person. So, fantastic year for the senior. I hope she moves on to college or goes and does whatever that she wants to do in life. But a fantastic player, had a fantastic career.
I agree.
Another senior on our list, Michaela Prado from Fathers Lopez High School in the Daytona area, had 575 digs, which is another stat for defending and, getting on, not necessarily getting on the floor, but getting underneath the ball, keeping it off the floor. It helps her team, gives them a second life, keeps the point off for the other team.
And one thing that, if you're not really into volleyball or if you don't know a lot of volleyball consists of defense and perfect teamwork.
Yes.
If one person is out of order or not in the place that it should be, the whole rotation goes out of order. And if that happens, then you can't play defense. And if you cannot play a defense, then you can't attack and have offense. So by her having, 575 digs for her team and, just leading the whole Central Florida area, congrats to her and kudos. Hopefully she gets a nice college career.
Now our last 2 lists, aces or serving aces and assists, both come from Carrollwood Day High School. In aces, junior Allie Reese Williams had 81. And for the assist, Kendall Segal from the same school set a school record this year with 969 assists, which also put her 3rd on the total state list for assists this year.
Wow. Yeah. Top 3 in the state.
And a school record to boot. Like that's an absolutely fantastic way to end your year and end your playing career. Yeah. She was actually a 5-year starter at this school for varsity, or a 5-year varsity player. She started the last 2 years. So, you go out on a high note, setting a school record. So that's awesome for her. Let's transition right now into baseball. We've talked a little bit about the district starting. Districts really and regions really are just getting kicked off in the state of Florida. Not all games have happened, but we'd like to talk to you about the games that happened yesterday, starting off with the Winter Park Wildcats versus the Timber Creek Wolves. Winter Park lost.
It took that.
It's actually, if you look at the records, you would think Winter Park should lose this game. They've had a tough year. They were just over 500 at 12-11 going into the game.
But and not only that, you're facing a former state champion in Timber Creek. These are guys that may, compared to the other schools when it comes to records like Hagerty or Bishop Moore, do not have that 20-and-something record, but they have the experience of being in a state championship, which is what a lot of teams right now with these certain scores are lacking.
And especially their coaches having that experience.
Exactly.
That helps.
It's going to give them the full edge and advantage over any team they play, of course.
We had the Olympia Titans beat West Orange Warriors 4-3. Another very close game, very good game. I expected Olympia to win this with, just the way they're pitching. And they did take the win.
And not only that, again, kind of the same scenario as Winter Park and Timber Creek. West Orange had been playing, not so great a baseball, and the numbers don't lie, and you know that. So the record says for Olympia, 16 won games, or 15 before this one, of course, and West Orange had been struggling over the past 10 games that they played. Under 500, batting under 200. So without, hitting or playing fundamental baseball, they're not going to win any games.
Exactly right. But that same philosophy applies to our next game. Legacy Charter Eagles at 16-11 for the year, or 16-10 going into the game, took on a Masters Academy that was sitting at 17-5. So,
and if you notice, Masters Academy, when we were doing our power rankings, our top 25s in this previous shows, Masters Academy was one of the surprise teams that we had them placed on the 20th spot, and out of nowhere, they just literally jumped up into the top 10, top 15.
They're still playing absolutely fantastic baseball.
Exactly.
Just like Orangewood Christian, who put up a 15-0 win over Quarterstone Charter. They are playing fantastic baseball.
Yeah,
I don't see them losing.
They're fighting.
And if they keep swinging that bat like that, they can go as far as they can.
They're fighting. And, 15-0, that's a great win for them. Again, the teams here are not bad at all.
Yeah.
It just shows the gap of talent between schools pretty much, and what area and what region you're actually playing in.
Just like this next game, Dr. Phillips beating Cypress Creek. Cypress Creek with a record of 20-5.
You got to think about Cypress Creek was, one of the top 20 schools in Central Florida and all of Florida.
Yeah. So we've got another 15-0 victory. Wasn't expecting that, but Boone Braves beat the Freedom Patriots. If you look at the records of those two teams, that shouldn't surprise too many people.
But then again, look at the upset with Timber Creek and
true.
Dr. Phillips.
That's why we play the game. Anything's possible. The final game score we have is the East River Falcons 1 to Windermere Wolves 11. So this was another one-sided victory.
And you got to be happy for the Windermere Wolverines. It's a new school, new culture. So you started the new school right. You know what I mean? Having a nice winning culture, not losing so many games. They're obviously not going to be perfect at all the sports that they have, but it's good to have a winning note on at least 2 or 3 teams, and that's what they're doing. So
completely agree. Now we have a few games that will be happening today that we'll be able to give you some scores for. That will be on our website and social media, and the show tomorrow. But Lake Brantley versus the Apopka at 12:05. Trinity Catholic versus First Academy at 7 p.m. The Taylor Wildcats versus Bishop Moore at 7 p.m. Lake Howell versus Haggerty at 7 p.m. Spruce Creek versus Lake Mary at 7 p.m. And Osceola Cowboys versus Gateway at 7:30 p.m. So, again, these are district games. They're for all the marbles. They're important games, so it'll be high intensity. Please go out, catch the games if you can. If not, we'll be on the show tomorrow to give you a recap and give you the scores of that.
Of course we will.
Right now, we want to stay in baseball, but for our first time, we like to take a look around the country and look at some other states. The first state we'll talk about today, and then the one we'll do today is Arizona.
Of course.
They had some baseball. They're a smaller state, so, as you said, looking into it, they're moving a little faster than we are in the state of Florida.
Yeah, because if you look at Florida right now, we're doing regionals.
Yeah.
And in Arizona, regionals are done.
Yeah,
done
some
and
of these
over
might even be districts still. So
yeah. So right now, what we're doing in Arizona, they're doing states.
Yeah.
So there's only 8 teams left in Arizona. And they played on May 1st, and the ones that played was Mountain Ridge against Red Mountain, and Mountain Ridge took the W 5-0. Then after that was Brophy Prep. They lost to Skyline 1-7, and Hamilton won 7-1 against Mesa Mountain View, and Westwood 3 and Sandra Day O'Connor 4. Now, these 8 teams that are left, they're going to play a second leg round, and the ones that win out of those 8 teams, the next 4 will be moving on into the state championships. And that's when the brackets start to where only one team will be left standing in the battlefield.
Awesome. And looking at those games at Westwood, Sandra Day O'Connor, when we saw the stat sheet a little bit, it looked like the best game to go to and see. So,
of course,
we really wish we could be out there. If there's anyone watching from Arizona that might be at these games, please send in any videos, any highlights you have to videos at myGSPN.com. Again, the show is brought to you by GardenGrocer.com. If you're in the Disney area, you want to save time, save money, save energy, just enjoy your vacation, really.
Yeah.
Go to www.gardengrocer.com, place your order, and everything will be at your resort at the time of your arrival.
Again, so thank you for tuning into our show. As always, we encourage everybody all the student athletes to create a player page on our myGSPN.com and follow us on all our social medias, because we like to interact with you guys and give you that exposure that every student athlete needs.
Yeah.
So again, thank you for tuning into myGSPN.com, and check us out later on again.
See you tomorrow.